Hello, children. Hello, my dear children of class 8. How are you all, my dear children? Yes, I'm sure you all are fine. So, how did you spend your summer vacation? Okay, very good. So now the school reopens. We have to get back to studies. Right, children? Okay, children, look at the picture there. What do you see? A black cat, a ferocious looking cat. Oh my God, look at its eyes, children. Are you scared? Oh my God, I am scared. Okay, so look at the heading there, children. What do you see there? Macavity, the mystery cat. So that's the picture of a mystery cat. And what is the name of this particular cat? Yes, you got it right. Macavity. So, shall we begin, children? Okay, let's begin. So, children, Macavity is a mystery cat. So, what sort of a cat is Macavity? Full of mystery. That is why it's called a mystery cat. He's called the hidden paw, for he's the master criminal who can defy the law. He's the bafflement of Scotland Yard, the flying squad's despair. Children, this is the poem. If you don't have your book, you can have a look at this and note down. Okay, for when they reach the scene of crime, Macavity is not there. Oh my God, just imagine. Macavity, there's no one like Macavity. He's broken every human law. So he has broken every human law, does not follow the rules and regulations, does not respect law. He breaks the law of gravity. His powers of levitation would make a fakir stare. And when you reach the scene of crime, Macavity is not there. You may seek him in the basement, you may look up in the air, but I tell you once and once again, Macavity is not there. Macavity is a ginger cat. He's very tall and thin. You would know him if you saw him, for his eyes are sunken in. His brow is deeply lined with what? Lined with thought, busy thinking. So that means what? It's all the time busy thinking. Yeah. Okay, his brow is deeply lined with thoughts, all the time busy thinking. His head is highly domed. It is dome-shaped. That is why domed. Okay, that is the reason it is said domed. Okay, now, so what about his coat? His coat is dusty, full of dust, dirt. So his coat is always dusty from neglect. Is not bothered to clean it. His whiskers are uncombed. He does not comb his whiskers. He sways his head from side to side. I'll explain the poem after this, okay? With movements like a snake. And when you think he's half asleep, he's always wide awake. He pretends to sleep. Macavity, there's no one like Macavity, for he's a fiend in feline shape, a monster of depravity. You may meet him in a by street, you may see him in the square, but when a crime's discovered, then Macavity is not there. He's outwardly respectable. They say he cheats at cards, and his footprints are not found in any file of Scotland Yards. And when the larder is looted or the jewel case is rifled, or when the milk is missing or another peck has been stifled, oh my God, or the greenhouse glass is broken and the trellis past repair. There's the wonder of the thing. McCavity is not there. Yeah, McCavity is not there. And when the Foreign Office find a treaty's gone astray, or the Admiralty lose some plans and drawings by the way, there may be a scrap of paper in the hall or on the stair, but it's useless to investigate. McCavity is not there. And when the loss has been disclosed, the Secret Service say it must have been McCavity, but he's a mile away. You'll be sure to find him resting or licking off his thumb. McCavity, McCavity, there's no one like McCavity. So you go to the particular place, look for him, he's not there. And they say that all the cats whose wicked deeds are widely known are nothing more than agents for the cat who all the time, what? Just controls your operations, the Napoleon of what? Of crime. I think some of these lines are not there in your textbook. Doesn't matter. Okay, children, the poet describes. Who's the poet? T.S. Eliot. Okay, he's the poet, children. Okay. Now, children, you have come across some of the difficult words in the poem. You have come across defy. Defy means to disobey. You note down. Disobey or resist openly, not to obey. Scotland Yard, the headquarters of the London police force. Then flying squad, a group of police or soldiers ready to move into action quickly. Levitation, floating in the air without support, that is levitation. Fiend means devil, feline of or relating to a cat. Depravity means moral corruption. So, who's the poet? T.S. Eliot. Here's the summary in brief. The poet describes the story of a cat. So, who is McCavity? Remember, McCavity is a cat. He's also known as what? What is he known as? Hidden paw. You have to remember these points. He's a master criminal who can break the law. So, McCavity is a master criminal. He does not obey the laws. That is why he's called master criminal. He breaks the law. Even the Scotland Yard, police and a flying squad of England fail to catch him. McCavity is the mastermind and does not leave any evidence. Evidence proof as you call it. On the crime scene, so does not leave any, very clever. That means very clever, does not leave any evidence in the crime scene. On the crime scene means McCavity is very clever. Due to this, the police never succeed in catching him. So in the second stanza, the poet says that McCavity is unique, absolutely different from all other cats. There's no one quite like McCavity. That is why McCavity is said to be what? Unique. He breaks every human law and even the law of nature, that is law of gravity. No one can go against the law of gravity, can we? No. His ability to float in the air without any physical support makes a fakir wonder about his power. Is it possible to float in the air without any support? No, we cannot go against the law of gravity. Surprisingly, when people reach the crime scene, they cannot find him. The poet elaborates that neither can he be found in the basement nor in the air. He is nowhere to be found. McCavity runs away from the crime scene extremely fast. In this stanza, the poet describes the physical appearance of McCavity Okay, he says that Macavity is a ginger cat. He's very tall and thin. His eyes are sunken as if gone inside, and his brows are deeply wrinkled. His head is round like a dome. The coat of Macavity is full of dust. His hair is uncombed, does not bother to comb his head moves from side to side. He sways his head. What is the meaning of sway? Move from side to side, making movements like a snake. You must have seen how a snake moves. Yes, when you think he's half asleep, he's actually wide awake. The poet says that there's no one like Macavity, very clever. He is a cruel animal in a cat's shape. He's a monster of dishonesty. Yes, depravity is the word used in the poem. That means he's dishonest, corrupt, does not obey the laws, defies the laws. He's a monster of dishonesty and immoral behavior. You can meet him in the street or you may see him in the open ground. However, when a crime is committed, you won't find Macavity there. That means Macavity commits a crime and vanishes from there. That is why even the flying squad are unable to find him. Just imagine how clever Macavity is. So children, this poem describes the story of a mystery cat, Macavity. Macavity is a fictional character. That means in reality, no such character exists. Opposite of fact is fiction. Yes. So it is a fictional character. And depicts the actions of the crooks. He is also known as Hidden Paw. He is a notorious criminal, spy, fools others and leaves no evidence. Yes, the Scotland Yard is not able to catch hold of this criminal Macavity. The flying squad has also never succeeded in catching him, and he runs faster than them. The poet says that Macavity is unique. He breaks the human laws, does not obey the laws of nature, goes against the law of gravity. He can float in the air without any support and thus breaks the gravitational law of nature. See how disobedient Macavity is. It is said that the fakirs have some magical powers, but even they look at him in surprise. See, he has supernatural and magical powers. Macavity. Surprisingly, even when one rushes to the crime scene, they cannot find him there. So, Macavity is not present there. He is not in the basement, that is under the earth, nor is he in the air, that is sky. Thus, we can say that he outwits the world's top investigation agencies. He fools them. So, Macavity, how's the appearance of Macavity? Very, very special. Yeah. So Macavity's appearance is very special. So how's his appearance? Very special. He's easily recognizable as his tall and thin ginger cat, and his eyes sunken in, gone inside, and his brows have deep wrinkles as if he's busy thinking all the time. So he must be planning about criminal acts. Don't you think so, children? Yes. Also, he never combs his whiskers, constantly neglects his skin, doesn't take care. He's full of dust and dirt. His head is also highly doomed, shape of a tomb. One can find him swaying, that is moving his head from side to side, just like a snake. One may feel that he's in deep sleep, but no, He will only be dozing. Thus, he is a proficient cheat and a trickster, tries to fool others. So the author says that Macavity possesses a unique character. He finds him to be the incarnation of evil. He says that one can see Macavity anywhere easily. May it be in the street or in a square. But whenever you find him in order to punish him for any of his crimes, he cannot be found anywhere. He is found everywhere but nowhere. Yes, he may be found in a street or in a square, but when you try to actually find him, he is not present. So the poet Thomas Eliot has composed Macavity, the mystery cat, which is about his tamed cat. He tells us that his cat is very clever. Then he describes the cat tall and thin, and then goes against the gravitation. Even the fakirs stare at the cat, always does crimes. It always does crimes. So the fakirs stare at him, at his powers. Yes, he goes against the law of gravitation. Yes, the poet says that when it does crime, it never remains there. It vanishes from the scene. It cheats everyone but never leaves anything back. It is not like other cats. It is a smart cat and it does always mysterious things. It always did mistakes and crime but never be present there. So it commits crimes and it is never present there. It vanishes. So no other cat is like a what? Yes, it is a satirical rhythmatic. It has got a rhythmic effect. Satirical, it exposes the crime. So children, now what are you supposed to do? You have to go through the poem, okay? Read it with proper understanding, okay? Which poem? Macavity, the mystery cat. Then underline the difficult words, write down the words and meanings. Now children, I'll ask you a question. Do you have a pet cat? Is your pet cat very naughty? Like Macavity? No. Okay. It obeys you? Very good. And what does it eat? Your cat, your pet cat? Cats are fond of milk. Yes. So, this is your homework. Go to the poem. Read it with proper understanding. Okay. Write down the difficult words and meanings. So, this is your homework. Okay. Now, read it again and again. Write down the poem, write down the summary in your notebook. Yes, children, I'm sure all of you have a dictionary in case you come across difficult words. What are you supposed to do? You're supposed to look up the meanings and write down in your notebooks. So don't forget to do that again and again. I repeat the same thing. Read the poem with proper understanding. Then after that, what are you supposed to do? Yes, write down the difficult words, the meanings of those difficult words. Yes. So this is your homework. Now in the next session, next video, once again, we will revise the poem and then we will move on to the what? Questions and answers. That's all for today. Thank you. Goodbye. Have a nice day.